I knew it. I predicted Yair Rodriguez to finish Emmett inside 2 rounds. I didn't think it would be a sub. I said it was going to be a knockout. But he was rocking Emmett on the feet, though, multiple times in the first. And in the second. I don't know how Yair ended up on the ground in round 1. I think he slipped. My TV was lagging a little bit, so I couldn't see that, but I doubt it was a knockdown. I don't think, Emmett ending up on top was enough to steal him that round because Yair, like I predicted, would be active from bottom. He'd be threatening subs and he'd be attacking off his back. So I believe round 1, you got to give it to Yair. But then round 2, continues picking Emmett apart with the punches, with the boxing, with the kicks, stuns him with an elbow, keeps hurting him with body kicks, and then one flying knee created an opening for Josh to get a takedown, get on top. However, that didn't matter. Like I predicted, Yair was going to threaten subs. I thought he'd use the threat of the subs to stand up, but he straight up got the triangle choke. And I mean, what a turnaround, eh? To go from the guy who just is known for no wrestling, no ground game because of the Frankie fight to then submitting a wrestler in your first title fight or interim title fight 6 years later, almost at 7, but that was 2017, which was 6 years ago. Wow. Turned the page, improved from that Edgar fight, went on a winning spree. The next guy to beat him was Max, but he had a very close competitive fight with Holloway. And now he's back on a winning spree against Ortega, although it was an injury. He was winning regardless. And then finishes Josh Emmett, who was on a win streak. Impressive for Yair. And even though it's not the real belt, it's the interim title, not the undisputed title, he still achieved his dream of becoming a champion. So even though I think Volk is going to defend the belt from Yair, at least Yair goes into that fight already holding a belt. So if he loses to Volk, it doesn't matter what happens in that fight. He can at least say he held a piece of the world title, even if it's not the real thing. He was a champion nonetheless, and the second Mexican UFC champion this year in 2023. Mexico goes 2-0, 3-0 soon in March because Alexa's winning. That Volk fight's going to be interesting. I do think Volkanovski will beat Yair. But, Yair's going to have some dangerous moments on the feet with his striking, with his kicks. But Volk is no Josh Emmett. He's a better, sharper striker than Emmett. And he's got better defense than Josh Emmett as well. So he's not going to get caught by the shots that Josh did as easily. And Volk is a way better grappler than Emmett. So if he gets on top of Yair, I don't see him getting submitted. If Islam couldn't, if Ortega couldn't, I don't see Yair subbing him. I think Volk will just out-tough him and just grind him to a decision, a hard-fought decision. Yair could win a round, but I say Volk will probably win like 50-45. I say each round, though, will be competitive like the Ortega fight. But then as it goes on, Volk will just win easier and easier by each round. But I'm looking forward to it. I mean, if Yair does win, if he does catch him, I won't be shocked. But yeah, I say Volk decisions him, but the night belongs to Yair Rodriguez. And for the first time in a while, I'm 2-0 on title fights in one night. Because 2022, whenever there was like 2 title fights in one night, I've always got one wrong at least. I've either been 2-0-2 or 1-1. So it feels good tonight to get 2 title fights right. Islam, just barely, and Yair Rodriguez. And I'm 3-1 on title fights thus far in 2022. So a better track record, a way better track record than last year. Because I started last year horribly. So I'm looking to stack up more W's with some correct predictions. Let's see how the rest of the year shapes up. Let me know your thoughts on Yair's performance. Peace out.